Now, welcome.
Yeah.
Now, there's something beating my mind. Okay, very brief discussion.
Yeah.
Now, this training culture. I'm using the word training culture because technically I don't see it as part of our local culture as Africans. Of going or bending one knee and then proposing to a lady, and then now that's the first part. Even the foreign countries, technically, the bending of a knee was when people were being knighted as respect
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bending of a knee, and then you bend the knee, and then you propose to a lady, and then all of a sudden you guys an item to the whole world,
Yeah.
and then we see it as normal if you move in with a guy, do all sort of things that married couple do.
Yeah.
At times even give birth, stay for a long time.
Out of wedlock.
When you feel you are no longer ready for it, you either
Split.
sack the lady or whatever, or probably marry the lady later on. Is it really killing our culture? Because we all say, okay, yeah, fornication is wrong and all that. Yes, but to do it openly, parents sort of endorsing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's bent a knee and then proposed to my daughter, then it's really right for my daughter to go and stay with him. Or because he's bent a knee, then it's okay if he brings that lady in to stay with him because you're an item. We watch all those movies, African movies, when they are not even married, but they say, oh, he's my fiance, and they are living together before they even start planning their marriage. Now, this thing, I personally, I think is killing our culture as Africans, because if you want a lady to move in with you, the first thing you go and see the parents,
And then
yeah, whatever you do, the knocking,
The right.
traditionally, right?
And the right.
You even send elders to the lady's family
To ask of the hand.
to ask for the hand, do the knocking,
Take the list.
take the list and all that, and then you do what like traditional setting. There's
Exactly.
small, even if it's a small engagement between the parents
Ceremony.
or ceremony. Then we know you are married to the lady. Not really a white wedding, because the white wedding is another wedding of a foreign country.
But wedding is wedding traditionally or yeah,
Traditionally,
everything is wedding.
because of what's happening now, I think people are really dragging their feet on marriage. Like not on marriage, but like the formal thing. To stay together for years before they realize, okay, I'm sure, before you decide to stay with the person. Say Black. What do you say to that? Do you think that burning of the knee is destroying our culture? It's one of the things that might be destroying our culture as Africans.
Yeah, I think that that practice, like I said before, we come alive. It's not an African thing for us to bend down on our knees. Because once it's not an African thing, even though there is what we know as culture of assimilation, where culture of dynamism, where we have to borrow, other culture from other parts of the world. However, it is not an African thing, and we can borrow other forms of culture. However, something that we can't borrow all. Are you getting my point? And for a guy to bend down or to go on a knee to propose to a lady, I think it's an African thing. However, we are also looking at it from where you were looking at talking about a lady moving in with moving in with a guy without a guy doing the necessary traditional stuff. I think that as a lady or as a guy, if you're with a lady, I think communication is the best. Communication must be effective. You must sit down and then analyze the situation. That okay, so is it right for you, the lady, to move in with me, and also have you this? Or also you must also look at the kind of house that the lady comes from. Because if the lady comes from a home, a well-nurtured home, a well-trained home, I don't think parents will allow their daughter to move in with a guy. I mean, to move in with a guy if the guy hasn't done the needful. Because I mean, there's the need for you to do the ritual, for you to perform the necessary rite before the lady is permitted to to join
Okay,
you.
now that's the thing. That's the question. Basically, the question that you are being blindfolded by the bending of the knee. Great makes the parents endorse you as an item. Yeah.
The bending down on one knee. I wonder if that is one of the main things that kind of convinces the parents that yes, this somebody has come all with bended on a knee, so that's something to offer. But I think even though the culture of bending down on one knee is not a part of us, it's something that we just copied from the Westerners. It makes the ladies happy. Yeah, and you're minding your business somewhere, and then all of a sudden, your boyfriend just comes to bend on one knee. It's either the people around are aware or they are not aware, or it's planned. It's nice, but beyond that, our culture requires that you still do the needful. So if it was an add-on, that's fine. Just for the this thing of it. But if that comes to take the place of an engagement, where where you should perform the rites, go see the person's parents rightfully, the right way. You don't do that, then it becomes a problem. And also, if you go down on 1 year and you burn, and the woman says I accept, is that to say that the family already knows you before you did that, or is after that that you are going to now show yourself to the family, going to either accept you or reject you? And then what becomes of it if they say no, as you have accepted, the lady has accepted when you bent on 1 knee? Where does that one lead to? So the most important one is where you come to the family, you speak to the family, they know that okay, they are contesting to take their daughter. They've seen you, they like you, they've spoken to you. And from the way it goes, you have hope that okay, something may come out of it. Then you can go on to do other things. But if you go down on the 1 knee, at the Westerners, that means that it's sealed. More or less like you're engaged, you've agreed. There's nothing that can block it from there. And so it contradicts what we do. Unfortunately, too, it doesn't add up to it, because if you now go home, or unless of course, as I'm saying, it's the family knows you already, they know you're planning towards a marriage, and then you decide to do that, maybe just because you want to give it an official ring. Well, then I think it's just an add-on. It's
Just
not
like
bad.
like the promise ring. Yeah.
So
I think
the family knows you, then it's something you decide to do in public. Well, that's fine. So you're already planning your marriage. That's what it will mean. Or maybe you now want to signal to her that let's start planning it. Fine. But normally we do this before the parents, or before you even start talking about marriage. So once the person accepts there, you leave the family out of deciding for you. And I don't know how
No,
that goes to.
back to Issy Black. You see, before they said before when you want to marry a lady, you tell your family about the lady,
Exactly.
or you will tell your family about the guy, and then they do a background check
Search.
or whatever. Now, with this, you take the power out of the family's hands. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Because if you come home one day and says you bend the knee, or he comes to you and say you bend the knee, and they say I've accepted, do you think your family really have a say in advising you, sort of, after all, it's your life? No one can prevent you from choosing a partner back.
But I think it depends on a guy. If you truly know your tradition and you know your customs, irrespective of how well educated you are, I think that if you know that you have to wait till background checks are done before you go on the knee, or before you even put the promise ring on the lady's finger as a sign of promise. So I think that modern times, most ladies and most guys do not really understand, or probably don't have much knowledge, or probably are ignorant about these practices. Because the checks must be done. The background check is very necessary, because when you check and then you get to know that everything is cool, or you are good to go, then that is where you can make a step. And even with that one, before you even put a promise ring on the lady's finger, as see indirectly or directly said, you must make sure that the family, or your family, the guy's family, probably have gone to introduce, or probably gone to make the needful, or probably make the official statement that okay, our nephew or our son has seen, us usually say, has seen these flowers and he would like to like. So when the lady's family gives approval of that, the lady and the lady also confirms that what the guy said is true, then if the list is given and you have the intention of taking the next step, then you can do that. Other than that, it becomes just
Still
like
back to my question on
the
immorality.
fanciful movement.
Even children in secondary schools and stuff are bending a knee, and then because of that, to an extent, they also feel they are an item, and then they can do what married couple do. We've seen it in videos.
Is that not
They
tea?
bend their knees, they
That's
give
like-
the rings, and then they start kissing in videos. Young ones.
That's teenage, exuberance.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, the teen-
See, in
it's teenage
secondary
exuberance.
school,
That's what they pick up.
JHS, people have boyfriends in JHS, senior high school, universities, where they don't even talk.
As they say, catch them young.
I think we are at a place
Funny.
where we should all accept that it's for play. So when you're
No,
doing
it's not for
don't
play.
extend to
No, it's not for play. This is
all are for
when
play, not
they
all
are
are for
having
play.
the intention, or they don't really understand.
No, it's because
any
of what they
it,
see.
and then
It's because of
feel-
what they see.
Because of what they see, they feel
Yeah.
the moment I've bent the knee and given the ring to the lady,
We
they
are
have
good
the
to go.
chance to sleep with her, because
Eh,
we are
eh,
technically. It is the misconception that comes with the whole thing.
Is it about misconception? I
Is it
think
misconception
no,
or
no, no. I
understanding?
think it's not. You see,
Children.
Let's see, take it, and then you can come in. Yes, see,
Children. Children at those stages they
It's their own
start
intention.
developing feelings and all of that.
Their
But
hormones begin
we
to.
all know that it's not something they should do. So at what point is it that now we've accepted that they also have the right it's all play. Like hey, you
You see
keep
that's
on
play.
telling them. I don't see it as play. Some of those people grow up and they marry one another or
Yeah,
marry
yeah,
each other.
yeah.
But the thing is that you should know that whatever you're doing there, it wouldn't end up. I mean, kissing and all of that, it wouldn't end up bringing anything concrete. Even if it would, it's not the right place to do it.
Yeah.
So once you understand it's not the right place to do, your parents understand and let you know that that's not the right place. They don't entertain it. If they don't entertain it, you also make sure that you don't do it. Or if you do it at most, you hide it. So it's up to the children to know that at that point in time, they are not ripe for that kind of thing. And it
So-
doesn't bring any
so that's where
good
parenting comes in.
consequences. So if you,
still then-
you spoke about something.
I'm saying that they are seeing what they are seeing. They see what they see in the movies. They see what they see around.
Yes.
That the moment you bend the knee, the person usually comes to stay with you because you are considered an item by this current society.
But you can still bend the knee and the relationship
I'm
can
coming. I'm coming. All I'm saying is that what they are seeing is what they are practicing. Because if you know that I have to go to the person's house and whatever, before we can be considered an item, I know just bending a knee will not make you an item. But they are living with that kind of ideology that, okay, since he bent the knee, she stayed with him,
Yeah.
and everything seems okay. If you bend the knee and I'm doing anything with you, it's quite okay because I also did the same thing, probably my uncle or whatever they did in TV. So what I'm saying is that is it not promoting more immorality about the children seeing what they are seeing and doing what they are doing? Because if they are doing the same thing and then they are kissing and they are having sex because they felt to bend the knee, that means we are really adopting something which is actually misleading even to the younger ones.
Definitely.
I think it's common knowledge among the children know the bending the knees for a particular age group when you're ready
Exactly.
to marry. They know that.
Because I
They
mean,
don't go bending right now. The children
Just
just
saying
kiss
you're
and then
bending
they go
knee.
and do what they have to do and they run away. They don't even stay together. The people that start staying together are the university
And the
mainly
working
or
class.
If it's SHS, then those people
So to
Their
you, it's
homes
not
are
sending the
not
wrong.
so-
No, let's get it
the bending
clear.
of the
So
knee.
to you, it's the question. So to you, it's not getting a wrong message to the younger generation. That's what you're saying.
I
No, my
think
question is the message is sending to the younger generation because of the things they are doing after they also think they've bent the knee. No, I'm just asking. So to you, it's not sending the wrong message.
yeah, but to answer your question, the point I also want to make is that the bending down on one knee is not really the main problem for people sleeping together because most people do that without even going down.
No, I get
Exactly.
you. I get you. I'm saying that it's an add-on to the immorality. It's an add-on to people doing the negative thing. So the question is that is it adding to the immorality among the children? Is this misleading them in doing things they shouldn't be doing? Or what? Because
I think
if
it's
yes,
rather-
yeah, because if
It is misleading.
yes, so that's the question. That's my straight question.
I
Is it
think it's rather
misleading?
it's
Is it-
wearing away our culture,
or you wanna
our
call it teenagers
marital
difference?
culture,
I
rather
get-
than
so it-
the young people.
They are doing the things adults are doing already, and then they feel when I've bent the knee, I also have the official right to do what the adult is doing. The same way the adult who have bent the knee feels I have the official right to do what married couple do.
I think
So the question is that is it misleading? Then we
Generally,
move.
it's not as if it's offering anything. So it might be misleading.
It might be misleading. Yes, Ebra, what do you think?
yeah, I think it is misleading and this point has escaped me. Sorry.
So that's why you need to hold it till when I finish it, then you
I
come in.
think it's
Yeah, yeah,
misleading
is it-
because they might look up to it that we all want to
Yeah,
experience
okay, I
that.
think the
That
points are-
beyond that,
Yeah.
if somebody bends on one knee, it doesn't really
And-
stay there. You end up in the person's house.
But
The person know.
yeah, oh yeah, like I
I
said,
believe
you
most
can
of the
bend
people
down
who
one
even
knee
do that,
and
maybe have something to offer. Maybe they have some
Yeah.
financially, so they can go out to do.
not necessarily
But
financial.
rather
But you see,
than just
they
do
can
it
go out
and
and
then
do
it
finance,
becomes
I
a
mean,
whole
it really
practice
make
and you
any-
start
not
to do
necessarily,
that all.
not necessarily finance, but you see, you see, you can still bend down one knee and the relationship can still hit the rocks. As for that one, yeah, there's no two ways
That-
about
that's
it.
the-
However,
that- that's the
however,
thing.
I also think that another school of thought is that our generation or our era is different from the current era because our era,
Yeah.
the things we saw or probably before you see a guy going down or bending down one knee, probably like you said, uni student or probably the working class. But you see, the kind of era we find ourselves or the era or the generation behind us, they are very, they are fortunate to have, to live in an era where social media is very prevalent and they see things like as in you go there, you go on the net and then you see a lot of things and the kind of movie that they watch. And it's become very common, it's become very usual. However, you see,
Mhm.
for a guy to be, I mean, for a teenage, I want to use that age bracket because if you're in secondary school and you are at the JJ level, you are certainly a teenage. But I also see it as teenage exuberance. Some just want to, have the kind of fun with it. Some also want to play fancifully. The exuberance is there because others are doing it. So let me also do it. However, it is misleading.
So
Yes,
that's what I
yes,
want you to get
yes.
to.
It is
Yes.
misleading. I think that education must must go down well for them to understand. And also, at the end of the day, as we always say, the family unit, the parenting must also come in, sit
Okay,
them down, and let them understand
you've
the
mentioned
pros and cons.
you've
of
mentioned
that.
the point.
Yeah.
You've mentioned the point. There's no education to it.
Exactly.
Are you getting me? There is no education to it. We just woke up one day, people started bending the knee.
That's ignorance.
We woke up one day, people started bending the knee because it's not part of our culture. We don't read it in our books.
Exactly.
Which book have you seen? Social studies book.
It's a broad culture.
I'm even coming. Which book have you seen? Social studies book that have outlined
Yeah.
processes involved in bending the knee. You see processes involved in outdooring, marriage rights and all that.
But we don't have books on relationship. It is on marriage. Or a syllabus or a topic on we have topics on marriage, but we don't have topics on
What I'm
relationship.
saying is that
No, I'm just trying to summarize what you said.
Yes, what I'm saying is that we have no knowledge, detailed knowledge. So many people who bend the knee don't even know the origin of this bending the knee.
Don't even understand.
They don't know the origin of the bending the knee. So we just adopting it and everyone doing it, and then it's being passed on. Are we really doing ourselves a good? Because before we move to sets, there was a conversation. Said, we have never had it before. Ladies are looking out for it. Should they really look out for it? I think they should be looking out for the bending of the knee before the man marries me. He needs to go down and propose.
I'm not of the view that women are generally looking out for bending of
But it's something
the
they take delight in.
Pardon?
It is something majority of your gender take delight in.
It's nice. It's nice looking at it. Looking at somebody propose on bending knee.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is that it doesn't really take away or add on. So it becomes it becomes something that it affects our culture if you start looking at it as if, okay, that kind of summarizes my engagement. I'm done, so I can go on and live as if I'm
But there's no
already
engagement.
an item.
But that's no engagement.
If you look at it that way, then there's a problem because here the backgrounds must be done, the person must be known, introduction, knocking, they must give you all the personal
Approval.
hand. So at what point does the bending of the knee come in? If it comes in maybe where you're already in this process, then it's fine. I don't see anything much wrong
So
with it.
it's no
good.
problem, even
But
if it's
if
not
you-
part of our point. There's really no point in our culture that it's a bending of the knee. It could be an innovation. It's
Yes.
just an innovation.
Adoption.
There's no point in our culture. But now the question,
when we start living our lives as if that kind of binds us together, that's where the problem
now the question. Another question is that I'll move to Aja before I come to you. At times, I think there are guys that take advantage of this bending the knee. One, the advantages are in two folds, but I'll ask you for one and ask the black for the other one. The first advantage is that they put undue pressure on the lady who might not really be interested in marrying them at a particular point in time. So you see a guy move to town where the lady feels shy of other people, and then he just bends the knee. The lady might feel shy and say yes, and that becomes more or less like binding on her. Do you think it's even right? Because at times the lady is unaware of what the guy is going to do. They need to think a second or two and try wondering what. Do you think it's a good thing in that line?
For me, generally, maybe if you were dating me and I told you I like a man who go on bended knees, and then you decide to one day surprise me with that, maybe based on where we are, if I feel that we are okay to argue, I may say yes. But from where I stand, maybe I'll tell you that this is not the engagement, or this is not what kind of makes us an item. So you still have to go through it. That's for me. But for somebody to say put undue pressure on me, then you have a guy who wants to surprise you so much that he does. If you're not ready, it becomes a little bit of a problem because
Yes.
maybe there are people around
Exactly.
and you can't say no.
Mhm.
But I really think that I'm not even saying that
Yes.
yet. You can still go back and say, let's think about this because it's not.
No,
After
no,
you
no,
go in public with
Yeah.
video
Saying
cameras
you
and all
still want to
that.
what? You
But
still
we
want to have a
to
second
get to
thought.
that point.
With
We have
video
to get to
cameras
that
and all
point.
that.
Oh
We
no,
have
no,
to
no.
get to that point because we are the same people saying that is not our
Then
marriage.
there's no need
That
for a
is
guy to
not-
bend on one knee.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's
So
hypothetically,
technically,
so we have to understand that that's not our culture.
So you
If
agree
say
that-
yes, cry, me qua, and I say no, we won't go on.
So you
it,
agree
we'll
that
go
it's
on it.
actually
So
to
that
an
means
extent
that, I mean,
put
isn't
undue
that
pressure on the
very
lady.
good? So that's like
When
more
the
or less
lady
like
hasn't
curious.
Yeah, I'm
Do you-
coming. You agree that it puts undue pressure on the lady.
Yes, it
You
does.
agree?
Yes.
Say black.
If
Now
she's not
your
interested,
question is that
Charlie.
there are some,
Think before you answer.
yeah, there are some that know that yes, ladies like this thing.
Yeah. Oh, they too much
So
lighting.
if I buy her some small gift and all that, I just bend the knee. That's the easiest way to get a lady now. Basically, let me just put it that way.
Some of them.
Yes, at least to a large extent.
Majority.
Because when you kneel down with cameras
In
and
the
all that,
presence.
put some balloons at the background,
But
and
how-
then you bend the knee, or in a restaurant,
The hardcore can reject you.
I'm even coming. Then you bend the knee, and then you tell the person, "I like you." You understand me? So many ladies tend to think this guy is a serious guy. He really has an interest in me.
He has plans.
It goes to a large extent to speak on his plans for the future.
Sure.
Meanwhile, it doesn't really say anything about the plan for the future. It could just be a moment where he wants you, and then he uses that means to get you, because it increases or it confirms your trust in him. Because definitely there are people around. But what if some guys are taking advantage of it? Not what if, some guys are taking advantage of it. They go on the knee, they propose to you, they give you the ring, you move in, they do whatever they want to do with you. When they feel they are done with you,
They
they
go.
let you go, because really there's nothing binding them to you.
Exactly.
What do you say on that? There's really nothing binding them to you.
I mean, so what is the motive behind guys doing that? Or I would say, or let me just play the devil's advocate here.
Like, you know,
as
there,
you say
there are
that.
ladies that some guys might find very difficult to get. Very difficult, especially probably intimate wise.
Yeah, no,
They-
the question again, you're saying again.
Yes, there are some ladies
that guys will find very
that you,
difficult
you see, there are some guys that might just want to have their way with some ladies,
and then move on.
and then they move on. But there are some ladies they want, but they might not be able to get, because those ladies probably are married material.
So-
I don't want to use married material. Ladies that have made up their minds that I want to marry before I
So
have
it
sex.
will
and
take
all
time
that.
before you get out.
Exactly. So I think that's just a short way.
Okay, so
They get you, and
Yeah.
then there's nothing binding on them,
But-
and then they can move on.
can also play the devil's advocate here. As
Okay,
you know,
okay, I'm
so
listening.
one would say that there's no smoke without fire. So why do guys do that? Could it be that probably maybe that guy maybe is coming from a wounded relationship? I'm just trying to think.
So it means you can hurt someone because you're coming from a wounded
Like I
relationship.
said, yes, you can never think for others. You can never.
No, but I'm saying that.
No, yeah.
You think guys are taking advantage of
Yeah.
ladies just with that? Because it affirms the trust ladies have in men.
Very good. I think you and I may have different reasons, or probably may have different opinions as to why guys do that. Like I said, you and I have different reasons. I may choose to bend down one knee with clear intention. Another guy may choose to do that because of some ill motives. So I mean, as for that one, I mean, you can't really decide what another would do, or what
No,
another
the
should
question
do.
is that
Like,
the question is that some guys, don't you think some guys are taking advantage of it?
Yes. Because the thing is that some ladies take much glee or much delight in these things. So the moment you bend down one knee, propose, say all kinds of sweet nothings to them, and then all of a sudden, Charlie, they become so excited. So to me, guys should continue to take advantage because they feel that that has become the
Thank
easiest
you.
way, right? I'm just saying some guys. I'm not saying all everyone. That has become the easiest way. Yeah.
I'm moving away from you now. you mess up the whole thing for us.
Oh no.
Yeah, the same question to you.
Oh, I'm not done anymore. I'm moving on.
Okay, well, you conclude on that point. Conclude
Right,
on that point.
but I think that if you're a guy and you really have interest in a lady, I think why not spell out your intention clearly to the lady, for the lady to also
You have the intention of just sleeping with the lady and dumping
No,
her,
I'm just
and then
saying that
you
I'm
spell
saying-
your intention clearly to the lady.
oh no.
The question, I'm speaking
No, that's
directly
what, that's
on
what I'm
the
saying.
question.
For guys who do that, we can't decide for them. It's their own actions. That's their own decision that they want to do.
No,
and,
you're still not getting the question. I'm asking
yeah.
that. Don't you think guys are using this method to
Like
take
I said, it's the
undue pressure
easiest.
on them? Yes, that's all. So
Yes.
so they are using
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah,
Because
because
it's the easiest.
yeah, because they've also realized that bending down one knee and then seeing
It's
all
one
the
thing
things,
ladies like.
because so from that from that thing, then they can use other means to lure them. Like I said, ladies, probably those ladies have become materialistic. So bend down one knee and then promise them the entire world. Then I get whatever I have. After that, Otilo, I move on,
Idea.
even though it's bad.
Then going down on bended.
So the same question.
Yeah.
Do you think guys are using that as an advantage to get ladies they want? Like intimate wise, not to stay with them because there's nothing really binding them.
Me generally, I do not know if it's something that is rife now, but what I can say is that if it is, then what we are watching, as you said,
Oh, it
the
is.
number one factor. Now it's not even about the Western. And most people don't even watch Western movies that much. They are Hollywood, Nollywood movies all over, and they are doing
Oh,
this
you-
thing
you-
like
you-
Nigerian movies. They do this
Oh,
thing
there
a
are lots
lot.
of people who
Like
still
go down
watch
on bended knees.
the
It's not their culture either.
but even
And I don't know.
the Nollywood also practice from the Hollywood.
So
it's not-
I don't know
yes, the
why
same
they
thing.
try so much to depict it in their movies, but those same movies tell us that there is a culture. Aside that, there's a culture. So let's learn things the right way. The ladies should also be knowledgeable. Kakra. It's up to the men, the guys, to be trained by their fathers, their parents, all
Charlie,
of us.
Charlie.
But the ladies have to take. We have to take a stand ourselves to know that if
By their
somebody wants
fathers.
to marry you, the first place for a person to
I
go
mean,
is
that's
there's nothing that a person can do externally for you alone that will confirm that bond between you two. So if you're enjoying that fantasy, then know that it doesn't lead to anything. It's either you're already planning that marriage before you enjoy that fantasy and it's an add-on, or that thing cannot actually confirm the bond that you want to have.
So it's kind
So
of-
yes, they can take advantage.
Lack of
They can be
education.
using it to take advantage. Those who will be caught in that web, then they should learn better the next time. But those who are not caught in that web, that fantasy should not lead you to be caught in that web. And more so, some ladies too, we are too desperate. And it's not only the young lady, the family, the parents. Right now,
The pressure.
we are all looking about a man who would appear made, like he's
Already
made
made.
already to give your daughter to. Yeah. So when you see the person, so that's why I feel it's not really the bended knee. It's about just seeing the person and already now, because the person comes and say, "Oh, this is the one I'm dating." You virtually leave your daughter. She can tell you, "I'm going out to see that person." You leave her. Once you leave her, whether day or night, whatever can happen at night can happen in the day.
Okay.
So the bended doesn't really matter anymore. So let's also hold on to our values and look for a man that is ready and willing to take responsibility for the woman by actually going through the process.
Okay.
Not just seeing him as yes, was kind, like you see.
So Black,
Yeah.
conclude for
Well, I
us.
think he made mention of fathers should train their their sons. I think that's a job to fathers, and I think that it is. I think that part be edited from the yeah.
That's the opinion. No?
So like fathers shouldn't
No, you
train
were talking
their-
about what about mothers as well?
I said the same thing.
No, you said fathers. You didn't.
No, you
you
see,
never
it's
said
always
mothers.
as if we want it. That's why they are doing it.
Who-
So
who are
the
we?
lady is being
Who are the
trained.
we?
You too.
No,
is-
I mean, yeah, parenting is both sides, not only
Yeah,
from fathers.
parenting is both, but I said it because it's the guy who is supposed to know the process he should go through if he wants a woman. He's decided to
But-
go and
but-
work
but-
with
Anyway,
them.
ladies are also-
yes,
I-
I mean, yes.
I can know the processes, but there are lots of ladies that
Exactly.
are watching these movies and stuff, and that's just their
And they become
fantasy.
desperados
That
overnight.
they want to see that happen to them. By all means,
Exactly, yes.
That if you don't bend the knee, you
The
can't marry
fantasy is
me.
there. The fantasy is there. So I think, in a nutshell, or in
The same
conclusion,
father whose son will go on a bended knee is the same father whose daughter will be there waiting for another man to come and do bended knee. So as he's training his daughter to be wary of this, train the son to be wary that this is not the right way. Let's all follow the right
same
way.
as the mother as well. So
Full stop.
same as the mother as well.
Okay,
I
so
think
back
that
to
I
first.
mean, ladies shouldn't become desperados, and also guys should
They
also
shouldn't become what?
desperados.
Explain for us.
Oh, that's like being
Yeah,
desperate.
yeah.
Yeah, like they because I mean being a desperado, I mean, leads to a lot of what consequences, and also guys must also what bide their time, do the necessary checks, and also parenting must come in, proper education be done. This kind of bending down one knee is a Western thing. And also, I think that the fantasy should be wiped out of our system, and also uphold our values. And also, I mean, take your time. The right time will come for you to become Mr. or Mrs.
So basically, we need more education.
Exactly, we need more education on that,
People
yeah.
don't have an idea
Exactly, the
of
education
what that
is-
bending is.
Yes.
Everyone is just doing
And,
it.
Exactly.
and more or less, it's unfortunate, but let me not go religious. But if you're of age and you think that you're seeing someone who you want to marry, and you feel so much that you cannot resist, and you want to
The edge is there.
live with that person, yes, shouldn't always be taken advantage of. Like, take the decision for yourself. Know what you are doing. Know where your limits are. You see, it's better even if we say it that way sometimes, so that you can educate yourself and know what to expect and what not to expect, than to always be caught. To always be caught in the web. I don't know if this.
It's a weapon.
Yeah,
It's a weapon. Ladies are comfortable with guys they feel they can trust. They feel guys they feel
and they easily
think
give in
of
as
their
well.
future. Guys
Yeah.
they feel are ready to settle down, and we tend to think or have the misconception
That all men
that the
are the
moment
same.
the guy bends the knee, then he's ready to settle. That's a lie.
Yes, it's a
That's
trap.
a lie. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Hollywood.
You know, yeah, it's a trap.
It's a bait.
He'll bend the knee, give you the ring, you'll be in his home
At the end
for
of the day-
20 years, and you still not be his wife.
Exactly.
If he passes on tomorrow, in our tradition, they will not put you in the obituary because you're not the wife.
Of course.
Yeah, that's where the parents should come
That-
in.
no,
to
that-
tell
that-
their
that-
children
yes,
that what you
That's
are
the
doing
sad.
is
That's
not
the
right.
sad part. You not be put on the obituary.
You're not recognized.
So the ladies in the next
Yeah.
year are the ones that will suffer.
Yeah, you become desperate.
Yeah. I've seen women that have supposed husbands have passed on, and then they are nowhere in the obituary because the families are saying that they were not married. They were not officially
of
married
course.
into their families.
Of course.
So they are not part. But they've lived together with them.
A girlfriend is not the same as a wife. A girlfriend is not the same as a
Yes.
wife. Yes. Yeah.
So
or a
it's a
side
trap
chick
for
is
the
not the
ladies.
same as a wife.
But that's why I think it's a trap for the ladies.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway, thank you for today. I think we've done 20 minutes. Thank you very much. Until we meet again. Bye.